everybody, and welcome to Long Hair Care Ministry. I'm so glad that you tuned in today, and I am excited. I hope that you are about growing your hair, growing those 6 inches in 6 months, and that's what this channel is all about. For those of you who are new, who have not been to my channel, I did start this a couple of years ago, and just didn't get a chance to follow through with what I wanted to do in order to grow my hair really long. I think all of us who are interested in long hair, they want their hair to be long. They want to be able to grow their hair, but they face some challenges along the way, right? And that's kind of like what I've done, but today I'm going to spend probably about maybe 10 minutes just talking about the number one tip. In my previous video, I just posted, I talked about the different tips and setting a goal to grow 6 inches of hair in 6 months. Yay! That's right, 6 inches of hair. And you can do it. I know it's been a struggle. I know it's been a challenge. But I will say that we can do it if we really strategize. And I think that's the thing. People think, I want to do it, but they don't follow through. They don't have a strategy. They're not following any regimen. There's no steps in place. They're just putting on a wig every day or a weave or braids, whatever. And guess who's guilty of it? I'm guilty of it. But I know what to do. I know exactly what to do, the steps to do to grow the hair, because I've seen that it worked with my own hair. And I think, oh my gosh, it's been a while, but when I first started, I was using like henna and some herbal shampoos and other sulfate-free shampoos and moisturizing conditioners and all those things to help, of course, get my hair in a place to where it's healthy, right? And I think it's not really all about the length, it's all about healthy hair. You want your hair healthy. But in order to do that, you're going to have to examine your hair, see what type of, what condition is your hair in. And if you've been wearing braids a lot or weaves or wigs, have you been pulling up your hair so your edges are all thin? Have you been wearing a lot of braids where it's all that pulling on your hair, all that tightness, and just have you been keeping your hair moisturized? Is your scalp healthy? Lastly, are your ends healthy? And that's what we're talking about today. I think my previous video, I said tip number 1 was split ends. So I want to talk about that today only, and then I'll go to the next video and then I'll talk about the other tips. But today, I want to focus on your split ends. These things right here, okay? You have to cut your split ends. You're gonna have to cut your split ends because, as I mentioned before, if you do not cut your split ends are going to go all the way up to the top. Yeah, I know we're trying to hang on to our hair for the length, but in order to retain length, you're going to have to cut your ends. And that's something that, especially if you have bad ends, you just have to keep cutting them until they're actually healthy. So if I were you, if you can just take a moment, or even once you're done watching this video, go into the bathroom, take off your wig, or shake out your hair, look at your hair, comb it out, brush it off, whatever you have to do, get some hair, your own natural hair visible, brush it out. You can even wash it a little bit, put a little conditioner on it, and blow dry it, and see how your ends look. If you see that your ends are split, get them cut. If you don't know how to cut them, get them cut professionally. Go to the salon or someplace and let them cut off all the dead ends. It might be this much or it might be this much, but don't hold on to any of it because it's going to grow right back, right? So imagine if your hair is continuing to grow inch a month, because you want an inch a month. So this is February the 17th. So by March the 17th, you should grow 1 inch of hair. All right. If you're following these tips, which is to cut those ends off, make sure they're protected too. So once you cut the ends off, you might as well go ahead and twist up the hair, put you on a wig or something, or put it in a ponytail, or just wear your own natural hair as long as it's cut. All right. But you got to get those ends out, because if you don't, going to split all the way up to the top, and then it's going to keep breaking off. And that's why you see a lot of different parts of your hair breaking off in different parts, because it's the ends that are splitting up, and it's making your hair uneven. You ever see this part of your hair where it's uneven here, your edges are uneven, hair is uneven, it's because those split ends are throughout your hair. So it's really best to, I think, to see a professional. If you're not a professional or if you don't know how to cut your ends, but you can really do it yourself, save you some money, go to the beauty supply store, get you some good shears, follow a YouTube video. I'm not a cut, I don't know how, but I'm sure they got tons of videos on YouTube to show you how to cut your own, trim your ends and what to do. And just follow the steps. And then you are consistent, okay? Make sure that you're consistent with it. So once you trim your ends, then just, braid it up, put your wig on or put it in a ponytail and protect your ends. All right. And if you want 6 months of hair growth, I would encourage you to just wear a wig or something. But when you wear a wig, make sure that you have satin around your edges, satin within the wig, so that way it's not damaging your hair. Make sure your hair is moisturized, and make sure that you're keeping your scalp and everything good and massaging your scalp every night. Just taking care of your hair. And then just watch it, and then you can even measure if you want to. I don't get off into measuring or anything like that, but if you just take it maybe one string and then see how long it is, and then it's cool, this one, whatever. You just do that and just see how healthy your hair will start getting if you cut your ends. Okay, so there's trimming and then there's cutting. If you feel like you need to cut your ends, cut them off. Do the blunt cut. Some people do big chops, whatever. There's tons of hair clips. There's tons of things that you can do to cover up the hair. If you want the length, get you some clip-ons, get your wig, put it on, but cut your ends, okay? So that's my main thing today. Make sure that you cut your ends, okay? And I want you to pray, all right? I want you to pray and ask God that you want your hair long. There's nothing wrong with praying. God said you have that because you do not ask. Why not just ask Him? Say, okay, Lord, I want long hair. Can you please help me grow long hair? And He will give you the wisdom to do that, even with the right products, the right, tools in place, the instructions, the steps to follow. So I would encourage you, if you want to grow those 6 inches of hair in 6 months, start with tip number 1, and that is to trim your ends. All right. Now, of course, you're going to have to I don't know what products you use, and we'll talk about that for the next video. But just remember, the main thing is for you to start examining your hair. Okay. If you're not sure how to do that, if you want to go see a professional, have them do it. I think they do have free hair consultants, different places, but if you want to do that, have them examine your hair and see where the split ends are, whatever, you can do that. Have them cut it. And then just get your hair braided and then wear your wigs, whatever, for 6 months. All right. Or suggestion is that wigs, take them off when you get home, put them back on, whatever. So, but that's a good suggestion, I think, if you would just get your ends trimmed, get them cut, and make sure they're healthy so that you can grow those 6 inches of hair in 6 months. And I believe in you. You can do it. Us Black girls can grow long hair. Just research YouTube. You see all kind of people that saying, man, I've never grown this kind of hair. It has never been past my shoulder, and I'm an example of that. I noticed that my hair grew so long. I'm like, but then I stopped taking care of it, and then the ends started getting split, and I stopped cutting my hair. I just got so used to, popping on the wig and extensions, whatever. But I guarantee you, if you really, 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 really want to grow your own natural hair and be 6 inches in 6 months, and then 12 inches in a year, by the end of this year, you'll have your hair. You just got to follow the steps, and you need consistency. All right. All right. And so, as I said in scriptures, it said a woman's hair is her glory, for it was given to her as a covering. So I think us girls need to take care of our hair. Our hair is beautiful. Doesn't matter what texture it is, if it's free A, B, C, or whatever those, I don't get into all that, but it's all beautiful hair. So if you want to grow it, cut all of your split ends, tuck it under, moisturize your ends, make sure it's protected, and watch you grow an inch a month. All right. Be praying for you. Okay. And so let's find a scripture about this. And it says in Luke chapter 21, verses 18, yet not even a hair of your head will perish. So we don't want to lose any of our hair, right? We want to keep our hair strands, every one of them. So in order to do that, let's get those ends off. Okay. Let's cut them off, trim them off, cut them off. Doesn't matter. Cut them all off. All right? You can do it. And make sure that you subscribe to my channel, Long Hair Care Ministry, because you will get a lot of tips on how to grow that long hair, even trying to find ways. And I know there's a lot of people out there on YouTube, but hey, you might connect with my channel. Because we do talk about the Bible on our channel as well too, and I talk about our creator of our long hair, our creator of our hair, and everything about it. And so I think I'll have some great tips for you. All right, so if you want to get that those extra inches or get your hair long in 2025, let's do it together, because I want to do it. All the other girls are doing it. Why can't you do it? All right, and you can, okay, with strategies and tips and God by your side, asking God to help you to grow that long hair that you want. And there's nothing wrong with praying for long hair, right? God can give it to you, all right? And if you do not know Jesus, I would encourage you to give your life to Christ, okay? Because that's what it's all about. It's not all about growing hair and all that. That's wonderful, but you really need to consider examining your life and think about your life and give it to Him. All right, I would encourage you to read the book of the Gospel according to St. John. To start off, if you're a new person to this, you've been thinking about, I need to give my life to Christ, I need to make a change, and you've been dealing with a lot of challenges in your life, and you feel like God is dealing with you or God is calling you, well, I would encourage you to give your life to Christ, okay? So get out your Bible, read the Gospel of John, and with any questions, again, subscribe to my channel, like and subscribe, as well as comment below. I'd love to have you join this Long Hair Care Ministry community. So thanks again for visiting my channel. God bless. Bye.